The Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO successfully launched its first solar mission Aditya L1 into space from the Satish Dhawan Space Centre at Sriharikota Saturday. This is India's first dedicated solar mission and comes days after its space agency made a successful landing near the lunar south pole for the first time. It is also the 59th launch of PSLV and the 7th successful launch this year. The satellite, which contains 7 payloads that will study the Sun and its effects on the interplanetary system, was launched aboard ISRO's PSLV C-57 rocket at 11:50 am. About an hour into the flight, the spacecraft successfully separated from the propulsion system and was placed in the injection orbit. Minister of State for Science and Technology and Department of Space Jitendra Singh congratulated India and ISRO and called this India's sunshine moment. For Aditya L1, ISRO has developed an advanced flight dynamics software for better tracking and path prediction of its satellite. So what's next for this mission? Over the coming weeks, the satellite will perform a series of orbit tracing maneuvers before heading towards what is known as the Lagrange 1 point. It will take the satellite almost 4 months to reach its destination. To understand more about the Lagrange point, do watch this week's episode of Pure Science, which you will find in the description below. Aditya L1 will orbit this point and make observations of the Sun's surface. The Lagrange 1 point is 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth, which is just about 1% of the distance between the Earth and the Sun. The main objective of the Aditya L1 mission is to observe the solar atmosphere, mainly the corona and the chromosphere, the first and the second layer making up the Sun's outer layers. It has a third outer layer called the photosphere. According to scientists involved in the mission's payloads have been designed to be unique, and although there are other solar missions, none will have the data sets that ISRO will collect. This means that data sets from Aditya L1 will be a huge asset for scientists across public institutions in the country, many of which have contributed to the payloads and will thus have a first-hand access to this data. The spacecraft's payloads will study the solar upper atmospheric dynamics, chromospheric and coronal heating, physics of the partially ionized plasma initiation of coronal mass ejections, and solar flares. It will also observe the in situ particle and plasma environment, providing data for the study of particle dynamics from the Sun, physics of solar corona and its heating mechanism, as well as drivers for space weather. Of course, all of this will take almost 4 months to begin. Right now, the spacecraft has deployed its solar panels and will conduct a series of orbits around the Earth. With each orbit, its height will be raised incrementally till it reaches a point from where it can be flung into the trajectory that will take it to the Lagrange point. The mission is set to run for at least 5 years but can possibly last longer. So the coming years are going to be a very exciting time to be a part of the solar physicist community. That's all for now. I am Mohana Basu, Assistant Editor at ThePrint. Do continue to follow us on all social media platforms for the latest news updates on all of ISRO's space missions.